Hi guys, my name is Usil and welcome back to my channel. So, cream and liquid blushes are more popular than ever, and so today I'm going to be ranking all of the cream blushes I own, swatch them, compare them to each other, and just give you a good in-depth review on all of them and help you make a decision on whether or not you would like to purchase any of these blushes that I own. And I feel like a lot of I don't own a lot of cream liquid blushes, and not too many blushes in general anymore. I used to have so many blushes in my collection, but I've tried to downsize my blush collection over the years because I only have two cheeks and they do expire, especially cream and liquid blushes expire so much faster than powder blushes. So as of now, I only own 5 cream liquid blushes in my collection, but I think most of these are very popular, very hyped up, raved about on the internet. So I think a lot of people may have an interest of them and how they can compare to each other. So I really hope that this video will be helpful for you today. And I'm just gonna start with, I have a lot of notes here, so if I look down a lot today, that's why. Just to make sure that I have that I've been able to give you all the information I have. So we're gonna start with the blush that is ranked at the bottom, which I'm very surprised about because I had this on my wish list for the longest time, and it is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. So they say that this is an airy, lightweight liquid formula, blends and builds effortlessly for a soft flush of color, infused with long-lasting color pigments for all-day wear, and a little goes a long way. Mistake proof, it layers beautifully over liquid powder formula without disturbing makeup. So for $23, you get 7.5 milliliters, and it's available in 13 matte and dewy finishes. And so I got the shade Hope, yeah, which is a dewy finish, and it's sort of like a nude mauve shade. So I'm just going to swatch them all next to each other today. I mean, I think the packaging is really sleek and beautiful. I wonder if I always use this one to unscrew the bottle. This might come off, but so I always hold this part of the cap to unscrew. And then you have sort of like a frosted bottle, but it's all very sleek and elegant, and I really like the packaging. Okay, so just look at some so-called real results, as they say on their website. It says that 100% said it applies easily and wears evenly. I wouldn't want to start out with this blush if I were like a completely amateur, if I was all new to cream blushes, because it's really pigmented. So you can easily look like a clown with this one. And then 100% said the texture is silky and glides on smoothly. I could agree on that. 100% said it stays in place upon application and is comfortable to wear. Yes, I also agree. 97% said the color blends seamlessly. Yes, but it is difficult to work with a blush this pigmented. And it also says that it was an independent consumer study of 32 people, which is not a whole lot in my opinion. So what's in it? It's made with our botanical blend of lotus, gardenia, and white water lily to help soothe, calm, and nourish skin, which, I mean, that sounds really great. And then how to use. Gently remove excess product from applicator. Use the doe foot applicator and place 1 to 2 dots on each cheek. Use fingertips and gently pat into skin for a seamless finish. I feel like it does a good job at explaining everything about the blush on the website. I think that's really great, so a plus for that. They also have a blush question answer kind of thing. So what is the purpose of blush? Can I apply soft pinched liquid blush over liquid foundation? What about over powder foundation? And the answer to that is yes and yes, by the way. Can I wear it without foundation? Yes. How long does it last? It says it's made to keep up with you all day. And it's not supposed to fade. So I do agree on that. It has a very good wear on it. But I feel like the main reason why, well, I'm going to give you a few reasons why this is ranked at the bottom. So it's $23 for 7.5 milliliters, which doesn't sound too bad, actually. You kind of get a lot of product for the price. This is a full-size version. I think you can get a mini size as well. I wasn't able to find one when I was looking for this, so I would have purchased the mini size if it was available for me, but instead I got the full size, so this is going to last me for like the rest of the year. I don't agree. Well, they do say that you're supposed to scrape off or take off any excess product on this, which is a very good idea. What I do is I put a little dot on my middle finger, and I go like this and this. And I have to work very fast because it does set pretty fast, and I just have to make sure to use the smallest amount. So not even like a full dot, it's just like barely touching my skin. That is what works for me. And usually I prefer to use my fingers for application of all of these cream blushes, but this, you can definitely use a brush to apply this as well. I don't find it to be the most hygienic packaging, even though it's beautiful and sleek and all that. I do like the doe foot applicator, but you know, compared to some of the other ones I have and just what I would prefer, I don't think this is the most hygienic packaging, because if you apply it and then put the applicator back in, there will be bacteria in the packaging. So that's something to consider. Again, yes, the wear time is very good. Will I buy it again? I have some criterias on here. Will I buy it again? No. Mostly because it's not my favorite. It's gonna last for such a long time. There's no need for me to repurchase. And I just found other ones that I like so much more. So I feel like it's a little bit hyped up, but at the same time, I mean, if you're the one to prefer a really pigmented blush that's gonna last for a long time, I mean, I know a lot of people would prefer that kind of a blush. I think it's the one for you. And maybe you're a little bit more advanced with your makeup application and you are definitely not an amateur anymore. I think it's a good blush for you. It's also probably my least favorite color, although I really like the color. I think it is a little bit more warm than I thought it was going to be. I really like my cool, almost purpley mauvey pinks for blushes. That's really what I like. But I also like peachy blushes, but I was looking for a more mauvey blush when I purchased this one. And even though it is a mauve, it's more of a nude peachy, or not peachy, but a warmer mauve, if that makes sense. Smell and taste. I don't find it to have any sort of taste really, but it does have quite a strong chemical taste or smell to it, sorry, which I don't really like. And then another criteria I had was, does it work on the lips? And I would say no, it doesn't really work on the lips. It's drying and not great. I will also say that out of the ones that I have, there's only one that I feel like is actually working on the lips that's not too drying or like patchy, and that actually looks nice on the lips. So that's not unique to this one, but no, I don't feel like I can use this on my lips really, like realistically. So for me, I feel like what the good things I can take from these, the pros are it's cruelty free, which all of these ones are except one, and I will tell you. And the wear time is really good. I think those are like the main things that are really good about this blush. It is long lasting. It is cruelty free. The packaging is beautiful and all that, but yeah, that's about it. I won't say I regret purchasing this because I was so curious about this blush for such a long time, but yeah, definitely not going to repurchase. Also, if you have any questions, I might forget some like important information about these. So if you have any questions, any comment to what I'm saying, if you completely disagree, you can tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences about these products, and also any questions I will try to answer. Next up, I have the one brand that isn't cruelty free out of these, and it is from Nars. So this is the Air Matte Blush in the shade Freedom. This is what that one looks like. So this launched like 3 years ago, so it's not completely new at the market, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. But it says, introducing a perfectly diffused soft touch matte blush with a thrill of color. Uniquely lightweight, creamy mousse formula transform into a velvety powder right on contact, instantly gliding a rush of blush. Color diffusion complex beautifully blends and blurs for second skin color that lasts, while jojoba gel smooths pigment evenly over skin, and passion fruit oil adds a boost of antioxidants. There's nothing in this claim that I disagree on. This is easy to build, blends evenly. I do wish it lasted a little bit longer, even though, like I do with all cream blushes, really, I do top it with a powder blush because I feel like it lasts longer that way. I kind of set it with a powder blush. It is a mousse formula that turns into a powder. It kind of reminds me of the Maybelline Dream Mousse something blush. I think they had a foundation in that formula as well. Really reminds me of that one. I remember using up one of those blushes, and I also think Elf had a blush similar to that one that I also have had in my collection. I do believe I also used up that one too. So yeah, it is a formula and a sort of texture that I do enjoy in products. I think they're fun, and I like that they're so like airy and lightweight. Maybe that's just the main reason why this was a little bit of a turn off for me, because all of the other ones are so much more lightweight and more like a flush of color on the cheeks. So mine is all matte, but it doesn't look dry on the skin or anything. But from what I've seen in other reviews, some of the other shades are not completely matte. They have small specks of glitter in them. And I also hear that the shades are different in texture and pigmentation, so keep that in mind. So the shade Freedom is a matte, warm, peachy pink with good pigmentation. I love this for the summertime. It is $30 for 6 grams, and it's not cruelty free. It has 8 shades available. I don't love the container because I do prefer to apply with my fingertips, and if I have longer nails, they're going to just dig into the product. And it's also so small that it's hard to get a brush in there. I have found that the best way to apply this is with a small stipple brush. I just think that that's going to give a more even application. I just think this is very pretty. It looks natural, just gives like a wash of color, sinks into the skin, and just looks really beautiful. So if we sum up the criterias, I would say that I feel like $30 for 6 grams is quite a lot, pretty expensive, and I don't love that I can't easily use my fingers to apply, or another brush. Like, you kind of have to use a stipple brush in order for it to work. Obviously, if I don't have longer fingernails, it's not a problem at all, but that's something to keep in mind. So for that reason, I find the packaging to be pretty bad. Also glass packaging, so it can break. Wear time is not great. It's not the worst, but it definitely doesn't last all day. I do agree with the claims, so that's good. No smell, not really much of a taste, but it doesn't really matter because I don't feel like it is working for the lips. It doesn't look great on the lips. And would I purchase it again? No, mainly because of its cruelty-free status. I'm not going to consider repurchasing this, but this was a hand-me-down. I didn't purchase it on my own, so I decided to take it instead of it being thrown away. And I am glad I have it, so I do like it, but I'm not going to repurchase. I do like the shade. It's like a peachy pink shade, like I said, and I think it's a beautiful color. I think it works really nice for the summertime. So who would love this product? I think someone who wants a really quick, natural finish, lightweight, light pigmentation, doesn't have to have something that lasts all day. Maybe I'm kind of picturing a girl that's just very natural, doesn't wear a lot of makeup, just want to put a little something on. I think that's for her, and that also someone who doesn't mind spending a little bit of money on her products. Sometimes I am that girl, but again, doesn't fully live up to all my expectations. Okay, so in the middle we have number 7 lip and cheek tint. I have my shade in dusk pink. The packaging is a tube with a little tip. I find the packaging to be pretty good. This is the shade. So it's like I would say it's like a taupey, cool pink shade. I like it. Again, not my absolute favorite, but I do really like this shade. I like all of the shades on my blushes, by the way, but if I have to rank them, this is not at the top when it comes to shade. It does have like a oily feel, but for that reason, I guess, it's very smooth and easy to apply. It's not sticky. Probably not great for oily skin. I do feel like very hydrated and glowy when I use this. Also, be aware that it is just a tint, so it's not very pigmented. It really is a tint, just like a hint of a shade or a hint of a color. I don't mind that. I think it looks really natural and nice, which is what I prefer. I got this about 3 years ago, I think, which is quite a long time for a cream liquid blush. So I need to get some use out of this and get it out of my collection soon. I got it in an advent calendar, so it wasn't something I specifically chose myself, but it is a brand that I really enjoy, Number 7. It's cruelty free and it is fairly available here in Norway, so I do like that. And so I'm glad I have it in my collection, but I probably wouldn't run out and buy it if I ever run out, or if I have to declutter it for its age. But I am really glad I have it in my collection. So it's available in 3 shades, $11 for 10 milliliters. Made in Thailand, tube packaging, yes, which I love because just a little product comes out at a time. You can very easily control that part. And I usually apply it with fingers, but I see now that with a brush it maybe is giving a nicer result. So they say that it's a lightweight and buildable pop of color that blends seamlessly into the skin, delivering a healthy glow and a soft flush of color with a powdery soft matte finish. Yeah, I pretty much agree on that. It does work better on cheeks than on lips. It has a terrible chemical smell to it. The taste is not good at all either, so I don't put this on my lips. It does not work for that. So that's the only claim I don't agree on. But yeah, it does give a healthy glow. It is affordable, not super long lasting on the cheeks. So this is I feel like this is the most affordable blush out of the ones that I have. I agree on the claims. It's good packaging. It's lightweight, nice formula. But the reason why it's, you know, on the middle is, again, the smell is not great, the taste is not great. It doesn't have a very long lasting formula. So I wouldn't buy it again, but I'm glad I have it. So now we're moving on to my top like 2 favorites, and I really enjoy both of these. But coming in at second place is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand Easy Liquid Blush. My shade is in Pillow Talk. This is a mini size that was a part of a little kit that I got. And in a way, I'm glad I got a mini size, because I know that I just have so many blushes, they will expire. But it is kind of weird because when I got this, it felt half empty. And I feel like, well, I have used it a lot since I got it. I think I got it in, I can't remember, like December of last year. And even though I've used it a lot for a few months, it feels like I'm coming close to the end of this, which I find a little bit weird. This contains 5 milliliters, so sure, it's not a whole lot, but yeah, I just found all that a little bit odd. So I believe that it's called On The Go Kit. Full size, this is $42 for 10 milliliters. And then there's 4 shades available. Again, I got mine in Pillow Talk, which is a mauvey pink. I'm sure you are all familiar with that shade or that range from Charlotte Tilbury. She is really playing off of that name, making a lot of products with that Pillow Talk name on it. And I'm not a super fan. I have the lip liner and the lipstick and the eyeliner. I don't love the lip products. Oh, I have a lip bath as well, which I do like. But the eyeliner I absolutely love. This one also absolutely love. It is very expensive, and so I'm not sure if it's worth the price. I would consider repurchasing, but I just don't know if or how I'm going to justify the price. Okay, so they say on the website it is inspired by my world famous beauty light wands. My One Dot Wonder Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush wands are universally flattering, easy liquid blush wands that lift and revive the look of every complexion. With the easy to use magic cushion applicator, apply my matte blush wands onto the apples of the cheeks for a smoothing effect, soft focus blush look, then dial up the dots for even more matte blush magic. Number 1, dial up the dots with the easy to use cushion applicator. Apply to the apples of your cheeks using 1 dot for day, 2 for dates, and 3 for disco. I normally, pretty much always, so you twist it and you just push up a little bit of product, and then I dot 3 times onto my cheeks. But the thing is, once you've pushed up some product and you twist it back, the product that is left on this little sponge is going to last you for at least like 4 or 5 applications. At least that's my experience. So a little goes a long way with this one as well, but for me it works best if I dot like 3 dots on each cheek and then blend it in with my fingers. Then it says to blend and pop using the Hollywood complexion brush, blend after each application up along the cheekbones towards the temples, avoiding the eye area for a lift effect that makes the cheeks pop. I feel like you can't really build this up too much, so because it starts to peel, so you have to just like a flush of color, which I like. So if you're looking for a lot of pigment, possibly being able to build up your blush, it's probably not the one for you. Also, it says like a Tilbury tip, the quick drying formula sets in seconds, which is correct. So either I just blend simultaneously. Oh, that was difficult. You blend each cheek at the same time, or you do one cheek at a time, and it works great. No problem blending if you do it that way. If you wait for a little bit, that's going to be a problem, but that's going to be a problem with any cream blush, I believe. It says that it's also infused with Lumi Blur technology, light reflecting pigments for a smoothing soft focus finish. It has poreless polymers for a smoothing airbrush finish, flawless film formers for a smooth long lasting effect. It's a lot of like big words. I don't feel like it's really that long lasting. And then it also says that the product is vegan friendly, which is great, and it's also cruelty free. I do love the color. This mauvey pink shade on the cheeks, I think is just beautiful. I think the claims are extravagant, but at the same time they're not completely false. Although I wouldn't say that it's long lasting. I don't agree on that. But it is a beautiful blush that's easy to blend, and I'm sure it's a good formula. But again, if you're looking for something that's gonna last all day, I don't think this is the one. There's no smell, no taste, but it doesn't really work on the lips. I don't use it for that at all. The pigmentation is light, which I like. The packaging is pretty good. I don't mind this packaging. I know it's probably just as unhygienic as this one, which I was talking about this being pretty unhygienic, but for some reason I just prefer this a little bit more than this kind of packaging. So yeah, the packaging is just fine, I think. Not perfect, but I don't mind it. Good wear time. The color is beautiful. The pigmentation is lightweight, just the way I like it. Apply it with a finger, with a brush, whatever you like. It works pretty much no matter how you apply it, I feel like. So it's just an all-around good, easy blush to have in your collection. I just don't feel like it's worth the money, I guess. I wish it was a lot cheaper, and I know that there's so many dupes out there. So I'm sure that if I ever, or probably when I run out of this, I would repurchase a dupe of it. I mean, maybe I would repurchase the actual original one, but I'm kind of curious if any of the dupes are good enough or just as good as this one. Also, feel free to comment on that one if you've tried any dupes that you feel are just as good and that you would recommend. But I do really also recommend this blush, but I just don't feel like if you don't feel like you have the money to buy this, just don't. It's not worth it. You can get so many good blushes for so much cheaper. So yeah, I think that's that. And then coming in first place, I can't believe this is the winner. I would have never guessed that this was the winner, say 3 years ago, but it is now. It's the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek blush. My shade is in the color Werk. The packaging is tiny. I know it's all a big thing about, or like a big discussion, irritation around the packaging being so much smaller for the same price and everything. It used to be a lot bigger, but I like the size because it still contains so much product. I usually screw this up, take off the cap very gently like this. I do prefer having this on because it prevents the product from drying out. I absolutely love the shade. It's so pretty, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for those of you who have followed me for a while, you know that I've had a journey with this product. I heard that people had problems with the cap ruining the actual product. I've never had a problem with that. I think, I don't know, you just have to twist it really gently, but maybe it's different from blush to blush, I don't know. So Milk was founded in New York. Actually, I think I forgot to show you what it looks like on the lips. I'll just put it on top of whatever I have on today. I think it is, oh yeah, it's the lipstick that I'm trying to use up in my project pan from Makeup Store. But this is what it looks like on top. This is the only blush I feel like that I own that is working on the lips. I don't mind using it on the lips at all. A 2-in-1 cream blush and lip color formulated with hydrating ingredients for blendable color. The product is vegan, clean, whatever that means, cruelty-free, non-comedogenic, and paraben-free. You get 6 grams for $24. Available in 6 shades, and then 5 more shades has come out recently. Yeah, I do like it on the lips, although I usually prefer to apply a little bit of lip balm underneath and then this on top. That works just great. So I've had quite the journey with this one. At first I found it to be really waxy and patchy. I had such a hard time applying it, blending it in, making it work. I was about to give up on this, and then I included it in a project pan, and I was sort of forced to try out different ways to use it and apply it and all that. And I found that if I just dabbed it on exactly where I wanted the blush to be, and then gently tapped my fingers on top of it to just very gently blend it out or blend it into the skin. That worked, and I started really enjoying it while using it that way. And then the weirdest thing happened, because after using it that way for months, and I found it worked perfectly that way, all of a sudden I was able to just slap it on, blend it out like any of the other blushes I have, and that would surprisingly work as well. And it didn't work in the past because the product was so waxy, but I felt like the waxiness kind of disappeared as I was using it, sort of. And so now I just love it. I really, really love it, even though I didn't love it at first. So this has become my all-time favorite cream blush. And the shade, which is like a dusty rose, is just beautiful as well. I feel like it is so neutral in shade that, or maybe it's not even that, it's just for some reason it works very well with all kinds of makeup looks, cool or warm. I'm able to make it work. It's just like a natural flush kind of shade, so, and it's not super pigmented, but it is buildable a little bit, and it's not super pigmented, but it just blends very natural and beautifully into the skin. The packaging, again, it's small, convenient, very like travel friendly. I love this packaging. I've had it for a little over 2 years now, like coming close to 3 years. So I definitely need to use it up, but I've come a long way having it in my project pan, so there's not too much product left, but it's still gonna take me quite a while to use it up, I think. I will definitely consider repurchasing this sometime in the future. Probably just repurchase the same shade, although I am curious to try some of the other shades as well, but yeah, really love this shade. It says that it has both mango butter, avocado oil, and apricot oil. It is lightly scented with like a very light sweet scent. Nothing sickening or anything like that. Just very, very light, like light fruity scent. If you are one that likes a good amount of foundation, maybe a little bit of a thicker, more higher coverage foundation, this might be difficult to apply on top of that because of the oil, but because I just like a very super lightweight foundation, sometimes no foundation, this works just great for me, so I don't have a problem with it. So to sum this up, great that it's cruelty free. The pricing is fairly good. It's not the best. It is still pretty expensive for a small little blush like this, but it's kind of in the middle when I compare it to the other blushes. Application, well, I got the user error in the beginning. That might have been my fault. I'm not sure. It might have been the product kind of changing over time. So I'm not really quite sure what to say about that, but now it is great. The application is really easy. Packaging is good. Wear time is good. Claims not super buildable, blendable, all that. It probably works for someone who likes a very lightweight, natural base. The color is just perfect. I love the color. The smell is great. Just light, sweet smell. Nothing bad. Taste not too bad either. And this is the only one that works on the lips. And the pigmentation is light, which is what I prefer. And will I buy it again? Yes. I would definitely consider repurchasing this blush. So that is that. I hope I remember all the information I wanted to give you guys. I find these ranking videos, these comparison videos, reviews of different products to be very, very interesting and great to look at before purchasing a product. So I really, really hope you got something out of it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!